Everyone's favorite killer android is back in M3GAN 2.0, directed once again by Gerard Johnstone. The sequel follows Gemma and Katie 2 years after the events of the first movie. Gemma is now an advocate for government oversight of AI. Meanwhile, a military weapon called Amelia, which is based on M3GAN's original design, has gone rogue and coming after anyone who had anything to do with her creation, which puts Gemma and Katie on the target list, forcing Gemma and her team to rebuild M3GAN in order to stop her. M3GAN 2.0 is taking on the very complicated topic of AI and also like tech monopolies and how they have like literally taken over our lives and what the ramifications of that are in general, and definitely what happens if somebody who does not have good intentions in mind exploits that. I think M3GAN is a perfect type of movie to talk about this sort of thing, as AI is something that is here. It's been integrated into every app, pretty much all aspects of our lives, and there isn't any real regulation on it yet. And we're already seeing the damaging results of this. One of the more talked about being students using like ChatGPT to write papers or do homework. I do find all of that ironic, and not in a good way, that Blumhouse, which is one of the production companies behind M3GAN and M3GAN 2.0, this past spring for their halfway to Halloween promotion, partnered with Meta to promote Movie Mate and have theater goers interact with the rescreening of M3GAN on their phones during the movie. This decision was met with, I think, warranted backlash for the promotion of just using your phone in general in the movie theater, which is a cardinal rule of going to the movies. I can only imagine sitting in the theater, whatever movie theater chain you're at, they always have their version of like, don't talk, don't text, don't post before the movie starts, like seeing that and then watching this movie that's going to have you pull out your phone. And I feel like for that reason, for sure, that whole idea was super tone deaf. I also think it's tone deaf to feature a chatbot to ultimately promote a movie about the dangers of unregulated AI, which, according to the director, is the whole point of M3GAN 2.0. In an interview, Johnstone said, and I quote, "When people say, what is this film about? My honest answer is it's kind of about AI regulation. And I know that's not sexy, but that's certainly what the theme of the movie really is. But it's still an important one. There's something fun about doing a really big, bombastic popcorn entertainment that has a little bit of a hidden message inside." And I agree that the message is an important one, although I don't necessarily agree that the message is hidden inside this movie. I think it's very much at the forefront of this movie. And it parallels really interestingly with Gemma and Katie's relationship in the movie, as Gemma is still struggling to be a parent to Katie and wanting to protect her from all of these things given what happened in the first film, and not letting her, you know, spread her wings a little bit and not recognizing Katie's strength. It ends up being a really interesting comparison to how we as a society are raising AI. Just like Gemma's parenting with Katie, it doesn't have to be like this black and white thing, like all AI or no AI, and those are the only two options. But we still like do have a responsibility to make sure AI technology doesn't infiltrate everything unchecked, because that will have unpleasant ramifications. So in a sense, we as people, as users, as creators of this technology are raising AI in this moment, like right now. It's happening right now. And I like how this movie compared that to like the literal raising of a child. When the first M3GAN movie came out, we were all pleasantly surprised by the amount of camp in the movie. M3GAN instantly became a cunty icon, and M3GAN 2.0 recognizes that and leans into that in a really fun way. I do have to say this sequel lacks a kind of organic feel to it, where the first movie felt like just a massive swing for the fences. Like, we're gonna take this chance on this thing and hope that it does well, and it did. The sequel is obviously a bit more calculated, and by a bit more I mean it's definitely more calculated. We're aware of the first movie, so the second movie is like, okay, we're going to do exactly these things because that did well for us in the first movie. It almost felt a little less fun because of that, but the meta aspects of this movie kind of cover up a lot of those sins. I did enjoy the story. I thought it was overall funny. I liked how other forms of AI technology were incorporated into the plot, and we see Megan in a whole bunch of different ways and not just in her android body, which is really fun. The action sequences were like the most exciting part for me, although it definitely made the movie feel less like a horror movie than the first one. But I guess it is a kind of natural progression from the first movie because the first one was focused on Megan going rogue and this scary idea of this android that's capable of killing, you know, going off the rails. The second movie, we're familiar with her already. Even in the case of Amelia, we're still familiar with this concept from the first movie, so there's no need to repeat that. But overall, I thought the movie was fine. It was definitely lacking the original sparkle of the first movie. There were still a good amount of funny moments in it. You can definitely tell where the filmmakers were like, we're gonna try and repeat the same gags from the first one. Those didn't really land for me, but there was a lot of other original jokes and bits in the movie that I enjoyed. And I'm ultimately just okay with it anyway because I think this Megan as like a concept, it just supports so many sequels as real life technology and AI is developing and expanding at a breakneck speed. So I think we can definitely expect more Megan movies in the future because there's gonna perpetually be something new to talk about when it comes to AI and tech. I'm interested to hear what you guys thought about M3GAN 2.0 in the comments, if you've seen it. If you went to go do the like halfway to Halloween thing and you saw M3GAN in theaters, like I don't even know if they even went through with like the whole like movie mate thing. So I'm curious to know if anybody went to go see it. Like, did you participate in it? Like, how was it? Did it take away from the movie at all? Really interested to hear about that. I will see you later this week for a Creepy Book Club, which will be on Saturday. So until then, stay strange. Bye.